Hi Chris, thank you for coming out.
Gene, thank you. So, and thank you for the coffee.
This beverage is provided by Clifton.
Oh, Clip-In. Thank you, Clip-In.
Thank you, Clifton. So I hear about your story and you're still riding and in like 75 years old, right?
Yes, just turned 75.
So can you tell me how you get into cycling?
Well, I've been very active in sports my whole life, primarily tennis. And I was having trouble in tennis. I was tearing up my hamstring too often. And so tennis has a lot of quick movements. And as you get older, your muscles get where they can tear easier. And so I was constantly having a problem with my hamstring playing tennis. So I decided to give up tennis, let the hamstring heal. And then at that time I said, you know, I need to keep exercising. I need to keep the cardio. I need to keep the muscles moving. I need to be outdoors. I need to be enjoying myself. And so the bicycle seemed good. I've had a bike my whole life and enjoyed riding, but never to the extent that I do now. So I ride with groups, and I rode first with mountain bikes with my daughter in Colorado, and then once she moved back here to Texas, we were riding all road bikes on roads, and so I got a road bike about 7 years ago, and have joined a group here in the North Texas area, and have really enjoyed the group rides, as well as going to some of the events like the HH 100 in Wichita Falls.
Wow.
Some of the local rides around here that we do. There's all Denton has a couple of rides each year. So I enjoy getting out and doing that. The beach pedal out west in Weatherford. So there's just a lot of group rides like that where it's really fun to get out with a big group of riders and be able to take off for long distances.
You mentioned the hotter than hell, right?
Yes.
How you do it? I actually planned to go there, but because of the business trip, I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
How you do it?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
So the first year to the Hotter Than Hell, I went just to watch.
Okay.
Because I'd heard so much about it. But I just took my camera and stood at the starting line and watched all the riders coming through. All the costumes, all the people, and different get-ups, the serious riders, the riders out there with their children, even little children with training wheels on their bikes. So it was just everybody that you could think of would be out on that ride, and there were so many people. And I said, okay, I'm coming back the next year, and I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
So I started training for it, and so I did the 100K the next year, and kept doing that. So I've done that 4 years now. This last year I did the 75 mile.
Okay.
So I really enjoy doing that. The long rides are very demanding, much more so than the local group rides that may be around 20 miles.
Yeah, I noticed like I did a couple 100 miles, not in the hotter than hell, but I noticed after 80 miles, my leg is start to shutting down.
Yeah.
You know, start to giving me a cramping, and you know, my leg keeps saying, "Don't go, don't go."
Yeah.
So how many stops did you make?
So this year we stopped. The first stop we made was at the rest stop at 54 miles, and that was a long way to
Wow.
go without stopping. So I think next year I'll stop a little bit shorter than that. But,
So you only stopped one time?
I stopped one other time after that.
Okay, so 2 times.
2 times.
That's still impressive.
So yeah, and then what's fun about the Hotter Than Hell is going to the Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
So that was I took a stop there just to look at the airplanes and talk to the pilots there at the Air Force Base. So that was a lot of fun.
I never been to hotter than hell, but I definitely try to go there next year because I planned this year, but because of the visitors,
Yeah.
wouldn't make me allowed to go there.
Yeah, the heat this year made it hard for a lot of people to train.
Yep.
So the Hotter Hill itself was not too bad until later in the afternoon. But early in the morning it was about 70 degrees. It was very pleasant. But afternoon it got really hot, and people weren't ready for it.
Yep. So anyone actually push you to get into the cycling? Like, you know, giving you a tip how to do the 100-mile or something
So
like that?
I haven't attempted the 100 miles.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'll do that next year or not, but maybe. So
Maybe.
we'll see. Maybe 100 miles. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
So who do you currently riding with?
Mark Solo has a riding group, and he has the Pathfinder Fun Cycling group. It's every Saturday morning, and it's more of a fun ride. We do around 20 miles, and we usually stop afterwards at a restaurant to have something to eat. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, I ride with the Carrollton Cycling Club. So we get out about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and ride until it gets dark.
Riding
Yeah.
until it's get
A little faster ride when we do there.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable with 12 to 15 miles an hour.
So, okay.
So that's my range.
Yes, sir. So any memorizable during the riding, memorizable moments in the riding? Do you have anything?
At the Hotter Hill?
Yep.
So stopping at the Air Force Base is a big treat. So that's fun. Seeing some of the other riders, there was another pair of riders, a husband and wife team, and they were carrying their dogs with them. Actually, the husband had the dog riding on his back, a little Chihuahua, the whole ride, and it was crazy.
Is that Chihuahua wearing the goggles?
Wearing the goggles, yes, unbelievable. What a sight.
Yep.
So, but that's you get 10,000 people riding in an event like that, and it's just, there's something about it that gets the adrenaline flowing. So it's a fun ride and a challenging ride at the same time.
So when you're doing the cycle group riding, have you got any concern and worry about getting hurt or getting accident? Obviously, we all don't want to get accident, right?
Yeah.
But occasionally, even though we're careful about ourselves, some other people might hit you or we miss the pothole or something like that.
So that obviously can happen. I have a friend that I ride with that hit a crack in the cement on a ride, and his tire went into the crack and threw him right over the handlebars. And, I don't think he's ever recovered quite from that to get back on his bike. I had one accident myself, broke my collarbone, but I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm going to get back on the bike.
Even though it's...
I got to keep going.
Alright. That's very nice to hear it. Yeah, like I also had a small accident, not broken bone, something like that. It makes me really thought about, should I go back to riding or not?
Yeah. So it's definitely not. There are things that can happen when you're riding a bike, and things under your control. Sometimes things are not under your control. Like this other man I know that now has no use of his legs or his arms because he was hit by a truck riding by himself out in the country. And so I see an example like that, I say, it is dangerous. So I take precautions. I've got a radar, backward-facing radar to let me know if cars are approaching. And I ride with a group. If I'm out on the roads, I make it a point to ride with a group.
Safety first.
Safety first, yes. It can be dangerous, there's no doubt about it.
sure. Oh, all right, Chris. Thank you for sharing your story. And
Thank you, G.
yes, sir.
Okay, and thank you, Clip In.
Thank you, Clifton. All right, bye.